Hey everyone, Joe here from ActionX. Welcome to What's on the Tube. Or welcome back if you were really loving my Doom Patrol Season 1 review and were excited for me to finally begin the Season 2 episode reviews, because that's right, we are reviewing each and every episode of Season 2 of Doom Patrol here on What's on the Tube. So I was kind of debating a little bit how I was going to do this, because what HBO Max and DC Universe had decided to do was release the first 3 episodes of Doom Patrol Season 2 for free, and then have the early release, which already had the first 3 episodes. So I opted not to do, like, I was thinking about, I was going to review the first 3 episodes in one review, but that kind of felt unfair because I wanted to let each episode speak for itself, plus had some things to take care of and some delays in my recording schedule, so I was thrown off track a little bit. So I am going to review each episode individually, so that each episode can get its own time to breathe. And there really isn't that many episodes. It's only 9 episodes this season because of COVID. So, plus, considering the fact that HBO Max needs content to release, I'm pretty sure they already had a schedule in mind. They were going to proceed regardless of COVID. So, so I'm doing each episode. So what I'm thinking about doing is that the weekends for now will be double stacked, I think, for the next 2 weeks. And then after that, we'll go back to one, to the regular Saturday time, so up until August. That's what I'm thinking right now. Things could change, as everything, anything can change. So keep an eye on that. So with that being said, let's get down to it. It's been a while since Doom Patrol Season 1. I purchased the DVD, I believe, back in October when it came out, and I binged it. So, and I know I reviewed it for What's on the Tube. I remember my area was going under renovations, so like actual constructive renovations, so I knew I was recording it in the very old style of things. So it's been a while since I've been in this world, and I really expressed how amazing the show was, considering how it's so weird and different, but it's still lovable and likable, and the cast of characters and the adventures they go on, and it was just a bingeable adventure for me to watch. That when it was time to pick out the summer blocks for this show, there was the opportunity to, we could do season 2 episode reviews. And we're going to, thankfully. And, now being able to, we're here already. I had to buy a freaking whole nother subscription service of shows to watch the show. Plus, there's other shows I need to watch on there, which I'm very far behind on my queue list, if you're unaware. Time has not been on my side, even during this pandemic. But anyway, I was very excited that HBO Max was partnering with DC Universe to at least get more people to watch this show, because this show really deserves more love. And judging right to it, to the season 2 premiere, it picks up right where we left off. The energy's still there. It's still more of the same show, which is a great thing. We're getting into some new territory as we're moving past Mr. Nobody. And I'm really happy. I really did like this season premiere. Can't wait to see where the rest of this abbreviated season will go, and hopefully we'll have a good ride to get to see what things are there to uncover on Dorothy, and more backstory on the characters we know and love it already. And so if you wonder what this is what's on the tube. So I'm going to do the butchered recap, which basically is me recapping the whole episode, giving my thoughts on each specific moment, as well as being a butchered recap, because I'm gonna forget some stuff. So go watch the episode. It will be spoilers throughout on. So that being said, let's get through and to the butchered recap. So we get a small peek of Dorothy's life pre being found by Niles, where she's part of a freak show. And I swear to God, what is it with this show? And every single time we start a premiere, there's got to be some weird ass sex scene. So we see Dorothy in the circus being held in a cage, obviously a freak show attraction. We see all the freak shows getting prepped for the show, and then we just see this one, I'm pretty sure it's the bearded lady having sex with some guy. I'm like, oh my God, this is just so wrong. Why am I seeing this? Dorothy's next to go up. She uses her ability to imaginate or bring to life her imaginary friends. One of them being a very giant wolf-like monster. And Dorothy's trying to contain it, trying to make it tame, but obviously between her emotional level and then the people who own her, some make it easy, and the wolf tries to attack everyone, and Dorothy hears this very demonic voice in her head that's asking her to make a wish. And she makes a wish, which everyone in the room is dead except for Niles. For some reason, we cut the present day where we see the Doom Patrol sans Negative Man, all tiny. they're still all tiny. Like from the last season finale where we see them finding Mr. Nobody, they at the cost of them being tiny. So they managed to. They're back in the house. They're being sustained. Negative Man is still trying his damn best to find a way to get everyone back to normal scientifically, but there has been really little to no progress on the front. Dorothy's kind of giving updates on what everyone's been doing since the finale. Jane's going through a lot with her inner self, with all her personalities. What's the name? Forgot the name for. Oh damn! I forgot the name of Elastic Woman. I forgot. I'm just gonna call her Elastic Woman because the name is like escaping me right now. Like it's Rhonda or something. I think it's Rhonda, but I'm gonna clarify next week. But Elastic Woman, we're just gonna call her now. She's trying to get ready because as of last season, she was dead set on like once this Nobody case is over, I'm gonna go dedicate myself to be a superhero. Cliff is dealing with Cliff stuff. He's still mad. He's trying to fix up his freaking little tiny cars. Niles is trying to make amends with everyone after the events of the last season, and Dorothy's just trying to fit into this crazy family. Also, Vic's having some mild PTSD from everything he's endured last season, so everyone's still not entirely on solid footing as we begin this season as well. Negative Man gives them the news that the latest serum example doesn't work, and he was trying to make little bits from Rick and Morty to feed them. We also get to see Dorothy interacting with each member one by one to try and get them to be friends with her. She wants all of them to be a family. Starting with Cliff. Cliff is very much Cliff. He's just trying he doesn't want anything to do with her, but he's trying to be nice and not trying to curse around her. Supposedly he's feeding the rats, but in reality he's just punching the rats and killing them for like fun and showcase apparently. Jane apparently has been dealing with a lot of her problems inside of her mind with all her personalities. She's also been taking this special serum that's supposed to be helping out Dorothy, but instead she's using it for herself, kind of like, using drugs or something, having really no care about everyone else. Where am I? Oh, yeah, it was reviewing Doom Patrol. Okay, where was I? Oh, and Rita, I remember the name now. Rita is trying to, like she said at the very end of the last season, she wanted to become a superhero. She wants to help people. She wants to help do more good things for people. As for decades and decades and decades, all she's been focusing on was herself, because she was scared about how the outside world would react to her, and she wants Vic Cyborg to help teach her be a superhero and do all that as soon as they're able to leave this godforsaken Shrunkenville. And we're also getting like more flashbacks with Negative Man. And another thing is that I love about the flashbacks is that here's the thing, when it comes to flashbacks in any show, especially on the DC show, it can be hit or miss. Sometimes it can be just unnecessary padding out the character, just padding out the episode. These we don't get too much of, but at least in this show, they just put the right amount in just to like get more clarification on the character, what they're dealing with in their minds. So here we're dealing with Negative Man, and he's still trying to figure out how to help his friends, but also the fact that he still has some other internal conflicts to deal with, and his negative spirit still trying to give him reminders about his old life, especially now with his kid. And this will play a role. This will play on a role eventually, but he's getting flashbacks about this moment when he had his kid, and his kid built a paper mache replica of his plane of use. However, he criticized it for not being an accurate representation, and he literally said, "Oh, don't worry, we'll just get some more construction paper. We're going to do a brand new one this time the correct way." And his wife kind of scolded him on that. I was like, "Hey, you're supposed to tell him that the one he made is perfect already. You're just." You're kind of diminishing his spirit a little bit, so it's kind of giving him some regrets that he wasn't able to be a proper dad, even when he was, around in his life. And then he has another. I'm getting the flashback section out of the way because I want to get back to the action. He also has another flash. Well, it's some sort of like a nightmare scene where he sees his son now in his current age. And of course, his number was like of realizing he made a lot of regrets in his life that he wished he could take it back. And such like that. Kind of like giving us a little bit of a reminder where Cliff was at in season 1, where he was regretting not being in his daughter's life and now seeing his daughter get much older. So it's kind of like Cliff. It's kind of like Negative Man at this point. He's dealing with Cliff was dealing with back in the first season, which I like the parallels in the journey. But anyway, back to the little guys. I believe, yeah, Dorothy talks to Jane about the thing while Jane was up in her mind, and Dorothy and Jane is like in between about Dorothy. She's not really against her, but she's not really like a fan of hers. Niles comes in to try and talk to Jane about her using the serum. She denies it, or I think no, she doesn't deny it. She has been using it, but she ran out. So basically, if anything happens to Dorothy between now until whenever they're able to get more serum or any sort of plausible way to reduce her levels of anxieties to control her powers, they're basically screwed. And then from there, where did we go from there? I think from there, yeah, because another thing, if you're now, okay, I'll break the act. Yeah, I'm recording these on 2 separate days, so one, you're seeing me at night, the other one, you're seeing me in curly daytime. I'm sorry about that. Literally, as I was recording the review, the first half, I got interrupted. I was unable to record until literally now on Friday, so I'm very far behind. I'm sorry about that. But anyway, back to it. Where was I? Oh, yeah, so so there was like a funny moment where they're watching a movie via projection, and Cliff, she shows up wearing a rat suit because I think there was a scene with Dorothy and Cliff where Dorothy was asking if he could no, that hasn't happened yet. So so Dorothy goes to talk to Cliff while he's working on one of the mechanical cars, and Cliff, as a method to kind of shut her up, takes her on a joyride. But during that ride along, Dorothy accidentally unleashes one of her imaginary friends, and Cliff gets scared, gets obviously annoyed by that, and thankfully now shows up to kind of calm everything down. Kind of scolds Cliff for trying to like unleash his rage on this little girl. And then we get the scene where while they're watching the movie, Cliff just shows up in like a skinned rat cape. It's like, I ain't got a problem, bitch. And I was like, I love Cliff so much. I love him so much. And we also got another Cliff flashback in between all this. I think it was before, where we get to see Cliff before the events of the flashbacks from the first season. So we're getting flashbacks to the flashbacks, I guess, where we see him, his wife, while she was pregnant, just on the cusp of him getting his career started, living with his dad, and seeing as his dad was a piece of crap to to Cliff's mother. They got separated, and now they're crashing. He's crashing with them, and he's still not treating her or anyone with respect. And Cliff is trying to kick him out, but the father's trying to make the excuse like, "Oh, you're only doing this because the woman is telling you to do it. That you're never going to be a real man if you're listening to her," which is like, that's obviously just denial on his part, but he leaves, and that doesn't really end so well. I'm pretty sure that's going to come up later in the season somehow, probably with Cliff and Dorothy at some point. Where did we go from here? So I think, yeah, I'm sorry if I'm forgetting. Again, go watch the episode. There's a reason why it's called the Butcher Recap, because literally I'm forgetting a lot of things. So then afterwards, Niles, in a desperate attempt to try and like figure out, okay. Oh no, Rita brings up a suggestion like, well, if science isn't able to bring us back to normal size, maybe we should use magic. And Niles is, of course, against the idea because that means he has to call up that guy from the first season that they're not really on the best term, but he's the only connection to the magic side of things at their disposal. But he's denying it. Then Niles heads into one of the faux mechanical shops, does a song and a little dance, and he shows up. I forgot his name, I'm sorry, but the real life actor's name is Mark Shepard, who played Crowley in Supernatural. So that was awesome. So he appears. He tells Niles that there might be a way to do it, but it's gonna come. It's not cheap. It's not free. And he's pointing to a thing on Niles' person, but Niles is completely against using it. So he denies the offer. And then I believe at some certain point, Dorothy runs away. And so everyone's looking for her. They're trying to figure out where did she go. And then they found there was a piece of cheese that was left over. So they figured out that she went to go feed the rats. But then Cliff tells them, "No, I wasn't feeding the rat. I've been punching them for the past X amount of time. We've been shrunk." So the foursome, well, the team sans Niles, they go off to go get her. And also, we do get like a brief shot of Mr. Nobody. Again, that doesn't really count because they're basically reusing old shots from the first season. But his portrait is still there, and as another sign of Victor's PTSD. He thinks they escaped, but in reality, no, they're still there. So Victor's still thinking there's a threat out there for him to get. But anyway, back to Dorothy. So Cliff and Jane do manage to find Dorothy in the rat hole while the rat is giving birth to more rats. And it kind of started off like a sweet moment, but in typical Doom Patrol fashion, it's gone. It's literally gone in literally like a few minutes as we see this little tiny rat who doesn't look like the proper rat, so kind of like the misfit of the bunch. So while we were like, oh, it's going to be like an example of like, even if you look like something, you're still, if you look different, you're still special like everyone else. No, the rat mom just clearly starts eating the little rat, and Dorothy is just watching this like, oh my god, I feel so sorry for this little girl. She's screaming. She's like in a complete emotional wreck because I'm pretty sure she's never seen something like this before. And then, so we get back to the mini land, and you know, Dorothy runs to Niles, trying to calm down, but then Dorothy starts to unleash her imaginary friends, which there are a lot. But however, there's an even darker imaginary friend in her mind, like a darker power that was slowly close to getting out there, and Niles like had to calm her down to the point of threatening her, and that managed to work, but I'm pretty sure not the method they proposed on doing. And then for some unexplained reason, I'm pretty sure it had something to do with Dorothy or something. Oh no, it had something to do with the magic. The team's back to full size. They're back to normal, and you know they're putting Dorothy to bed. No, we haven't got to that point yet. So everyone's kind of in their own corners, you know, just doing their own thing. Rita's made some progress with her power training, but Vic is gone. Jane is still using some sort of either the serum or another source of drugs. And as for Niles, he talks to whoever Mark Shepard's playing in the show. They're talking. Yeah, he managed to get something done. However, at the agreement about the power, it turns out the necklace that Niles is wearing. Turns out it's been the reason why Niles has been able to live forever, because that necklace somehow prolongs his life or just keeps him at that age for a while. So now that he doesn't have it anymore, Niles is susceptible to old age. So that's not going to end so well for him. Dorothy hears this conversation with them, but doesn't really confront him on it. And then Niles puts Dorothy to bed, and you know, it's all sweet and such. But during her sleep, she gets that dark voice talking in her head. She's trying to, like, you know, tell, no, Niles is fine. He's not going to die. But it just seems like she's being swayed at certain points. So it might not be Dorothy. Might not be 100% in control. No, undoubtedly, we need a season conflict. And, yeah, that kind of ends the first episode there. So overall speaking, I really did dig this first episode. I feel like this was like kind of like, it's more of the same. And for some people that might mean like a bad thing, but Doom Patrol already set like such a high bar for the show last season that going into this one, I really, really, really digged it. I love seeing these characters again after. I mean, I know for like the people who watch it live, it's been almost a year since season 1 ended. But for me on DVD, it's only been like 7 months. 6 months if you want to count when I reviewed it, so it's been a little bit. So it's great to get back into this Earth. It's great to get back with these characters. And I apologize if you cannot see me, because actually I'm going to turn on the light. I mean, technically there is still light coming out, but yeah, I should close the blind, but it's still a little bit early in the day, so I'm sorry if I don't look the best. Hopefully it's coming out better on footage, but I don't know. I really don't know. But anyway, back to the overall ending aspect. I enjoyed it. I really digged it. Can't wait for see the rest of season 2, and as well as me stretching out each and every episode into its own review, because I have still not seen the second episode yet at the time of this record. I'm going to watch it tonight, record the review tomorrow, and then hopefully get that done by Sunday. And then it'll be a while before we're caught up to date. It'll be a while, but it'll be fun. Yeah, so for me, 2 thumbs up the season premiere, and I can't wait to see what the remaining 8 episodes are going to bring us. And I think that's going to do it for me, guys. So if you were unaware, this was What's in the Tube from ActionX. If you want to know what we're doing overall, besides Doom Patrol on What's in the Tube. We do DC Stargirl episode reviews each and every Friday after a brand new episode on Monday on DC Universe, on Tuesday nights on the CW, or you can catch it for free on Wednesday on CW.com and on the CW app. So you have literally no excuse to not see the show, which is by far slowly becoming one of my favorite shows ever. It's just so damn good. Can't wait to see the new one. I haven't seen that yet. I'm going to do it as soon as this is over. I'm going to go watch it. But that will be posted. Those reviews will be coming out every Friday. And on Mondays, we do Perry Mason episode reviews after a brand new episode on Sunday nights on HBO. But if you only care about DC's Doom Patrol Season 2, then we do episode reviews typically every Saturday after a brand new episode on Thursday on HBO Max and DC Universe, the streaming service. But since we're currently in that weird, we're going to slowly play a little bit of a catch-up game. Episode 2 review on Sunday. Episode 3 review next week Saturday. And then we got something big planned for the 100, so sadly we're going to have to preempt it. So it's going to be a few weeks before we're caught up to date. And it'll be hilarious that probably we'll be caught up to date once the season is about to end. Yeah, so with that being said, if you're unaware, again, this was What's in the Tube from ActionX. If you want to see more of What's in the Tube, specifically our Doom Patrol Season 2 episode reviews, subscribe to us on YouTube.com. Ring the bell for notifications when we have a brand new episode review live. Like, favorite, share of this review if you want to, but it does really help us out in the long run, as well as follow us on social media to be up to date. I'll see you guys. What's going to be the hashtag for this one? What's going to be it? The Fan Patrol. I'll see you, Fan Patrol. I'll see the Fan Patrol next time. Peace out.